looking to bounce back this coming week in the Europa League, but they've got a difficult task. They go to the south of France to take on Marseille. Can they get the edge? We're going to take a little look next. That's right, folks. Bam's giving another prediction video today. We're taking a look at match number 2 in this year's Europa League, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new, where you been, smash your subscribe button back and all things Europa League related, Blackburn Rovers related, world football related. We got it all here, boys. Under one Rooski. Of course, second chance Sundays for a lot of clubs after a rusty starts to the European adventure. And of course, one of those teams is Brighton. Will they bounce back this weekend or this week? Sure, of course. We'll take a little look at it, all of it, in a second, of course. If you're new, where you been, check out the links down below. Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, of course, and a big shout out to the VIPs. They are the patrons, of course, but it's all about this. That's right, it is the Europa League, of course, and believe it or not, we do have our very own prediction league, of course, which is wide open, still amongst it, still in there. So, of course, get involved with that link. Cutley/EL2324 should be in the description down below if you haven't done so already. So make sure you do that. 100% free. Of course, I'm not doing anything with your data. No way, no how. But of course, we are trying to make this as competitive as possible. So let's, of course, recap how we got on last time around over in my prediction league, or my predictions for the last match. So here we go. Got myself 61 points, which could or could not be good enough to top the charts here. Of course, let's kick it all off there with quite a bag. 0-0 draw in the end. Well, that was my pick. Of course, 1-0 when it was the final score. So big win for Quaterback. They're up and running. Meanwhile, Leverkusen, 3-0 win was my pick over Hacken. 4-0 win it was in the end. I got close to the money on that one. Played my booster as well. Got myself 8 points for that. Meanwhile, the Sheriff against Roma. 2-1 win for Roma on the road. Got them on spot on the nose. 6 points in the bag there. Meanwhile, Servette, they lost to Prague at home. Goodness gracious me. I went with a 2-1 win for the host there. Panathinaikos, 2-0 win over Villarreal. I got them on spot on the nose as well. Good result for Panathinaikos. Shit result that for Villarreal. Meanwhile, Rennes with a 3-1 win over Maccabi Haifa. I went with a 3-0 win myself. Sorry, flip those around. 3-1 win was my pick. 3-0 win was the final score. Next up, of course, we have Lasic lost at home to Liverpool. 3-1. I went with a 2-1 win myself. Union St. Gilloise and Toulouse had nothing to lose. 1-1 it was, and I got the one spot on the nose. Sturm Graz did lose to Sporting Lisbon 2-1. I got that one bang on point as well. Atalanta 2-0 win over Rakow. Got that one bang on the nose as well. These surely must be table-topping predictions. I must be flexing my muscles here. Big win for Rangers. 1-0 win was the final score. 2-1 win in my eyes. Meanwhile, Sparta Prague with a 2-0 win over Limassol. That was my pick. 3-2 it was in the end. Brighton, shit show there. 3-2 loss at home. AEK Athens. I went with a home win there. Marseille drew with Ajax on the road, who are just shit right now. Ajax are just garbage. Olympiacos, 3-2 loss as well. Freiburg picking up a away day win. And the Hammers, 3-0 win over Baktak Topola. 3-1 win was the final score. 3-0 win in my eyes. Now let's have a look then at the Magic, of course, in our own private league. Okay, there we go. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty much fantastic. Only Shepherd, and of course I don't mind losing to Shepherd. He is, of course, big fan of the channel, big fan of his, and of course he has 68 points. I'm on 61, 5 points clear over Nico ZT, who is a real threat. That's me flexing my prediction muscles. I've been waiting for a time like this, and I'm time to shine, of course. If you see your name, smash your thumbs up. Plenty of guys who didn't play this time around. You're letting the side down. Come back and show us what you're worth. I am, of course, top the table. Well, second at the minute, but it can all change in match day number 2, of course. So that's, of course, match number 1 recap there. What about the state of play in the leagues then? Let's have a little look at, of course, or remind ourselves of the leagues. Of course, not much to be said after the first game. West Ham top group over in Group A with Freiburg alongside them. Of course, those two sides will meet soon. Group B sees Athens tops, of course, which is a surprise when you consider the likes of Marseille, Ajax, and Brighton. Probably one of the most difficult groups there, but the underdog currently tops the charts. Meanwhile, Group C, Spartak Trnava, or Spartak Praga, should I say, up against the lead alongside Rangers. Top 2 there. Limassol Betis struggling in the minute. Atalanta and Sporting top Group D. Sturm Graz, Rakow could do with some work. Liverpool top, of course, Group E, we expect that. Toulouse, St. Gilloise level on 1 point. Lasic down the bottom. Rennes, of course, top Group F with a win. Panathinaikos alongside them. Villarreal and Maccabi Haifa struggling. Group G, see Slavia Prague top the charts there. Roma alongside them. Sheriff and Servette need to get going. And then Group H sees Leverkusen and Quaterback top the charts with Mulder and Hacken. Of course, Hackintosh over there struggling at the minute. as well. But of course, let's get into the next round of matches, which of course don't waste no more time about it. So let's get into it, of course, and jump in the deep end. So here we go. Here are the games coming at you on the 5th of October, all of them. And we're going to start with Rakow up against Sturm Graz. Of course, Rakow up against Sturm Graz. Where are you, Rakow? There we are. Oh, in Czech Republic, correct me if I'm wrong. Play each other, these two. It might be Poland. It might be Poland. Correct me if I'm wrong. Play each other never, these two sides. Krzyżkowa, 58% form for them right now. Just 1 win in 3. 58% form for them over the last 6. Up against Sturm Graz, of course, just what we're looking at. 1 defeat in the past 6. 67% form for them in the minute. Both sides on 0 points, so both sides looking to bounce back. Sturm Graz on the back of a win of Lebanov in their cup there, with Czeszkova picking up a loss, 4-1 loss to Poznan. They need of a good response. They are taking on Radomec Random this weekend. They're expected to win that match over in the top flight. I think it's Poland. And of course, Sturm Graz taking on Tyrol. And they're expected to win the game over in the Austrian Bundesliga. The odds on this one then, shall we? Krzyżkowa with 11-8 for the victory, 23-10 is a draw, 90-10 is your away win. Must be a 1-0 win. Going to go with Rakow here, third favourite amongst the popular picks. We'll see if I'm right. Sporting Lisbon up against Atalanta, one of the games of the round here over in Portugal. Now, these two sides have never played each other, according to my eyes. Sporting Lisbon, though, unbeaten in the last 7 games, 92% form for them over the last 6, winning 5 out of the last 6. They haven't lost any of the last 15 home matches either. Meanwhile, Atalanta on the flip side, 67% form for them, winning 3 on the bounce. They are top the charts, though, with 3 points at the minute, including a win, of course, over in Italy this past week. 1-0 win over Verona. And then, of course, a 3-match clean sheet run, which, of course, stretches all the way back to the last match in the Europa League against Krzyżkowa, of course. Meanwhile, Sporting Lisbon come into this on the back of a 2-0 win over Rio Ave. They're taking on Farense this weekend. They're probably expected to win that one, with Atalanta taking on Juventus, where they just might nick it against Juve, of course. The odds on this one then, shall we? We do have Sporting 5-4 for the victory, 2-5 is the draw, 21-10 is the away win. Tight, this one. It's a difficult one to go. I'm going to go 3-1 win, which is not in amongst the popular votes, but we're going to go with it anyway. Limassol up against Rangers, of course, over in Cyprus. Let's get a look at this badger then, shall we? Where are you, bloody thingy bob? Can't find it. There it is, of course, coming at you this midweek. Of course, Limassol, 67% form for them right now without a win in 3, up against Michael Beale's Fish and Chips. Ian Beale's Fish and Chips. Rangers, 4 wins on the bounce right there, of course, coming at you last time around. 4-0 win for Rangers, back-to-back clean sheets, 3 clean sheets on the spin. Actually, 4 clean sheets on the spin. They're looking pretty good. Airtight at the back at the minute. Up against Limassol, 2-2 draw last time around for them against Nicosia in the Cypriot top flight. They're taking on their bitter rivals Apollon Limassol this weekend. Rangers taking on, of course, Aberdeen, where they're expected to win over at Ibrox. That'll be 4 matches at Ibrox in a row for them. Coming at you, though, the odds for this one, we have 3-1 is your Limassol, 2017 on is your Rangers, 13-5 is the draw. Going to go with a 3-0 win here for Rangers, and I might even play my booster on that one. Kicking on forward is Real Betis. They're taking on, of course, Sparta Prague. Of course, that's coming at you this Thursday as well. These two sides have never played each other, according to my eyes. Betis under Pellegrini, just 1 win in 6 for them, 33% form for them in the minute. They are bottom of the pops with 0 points. Sparta Prague have started off nicely, 3 points on the board so far, 92% form for them heading into this. They, in fact, haven't lost any of the last 7 matches. Betis, though, haven't lost any of the last 5 home matches, so it could be a battle of wits on that one. Betis are taking on Valencia this weekend. They're expected to win that game. Sparta Prague are taking on Victoria Pilsen at home. They're expected to win that game. But the odds for this game then, shall we? Have Real Betis 4-3 on for the victory, 3-1 is the draw, and 60-5 is your away win. That's, of course, a win for Sparta Prague. The odds, what am I going to go on this one? It's a tight one. Betis is a bit wokey or hokey pokey at the minute over in Spain. Going to go with a 2-0 win, though, for them. On this one, AEK Athens up against Ajax, of course, in the battle of the A's, of course. It's Greece, it's Denmark, it's the Dutchies. Played each other twice, these two sides, of course, in recent history. 75% form, though, for Athens right now, heading into this unbeaten in the last 5. Up against Ajax side, who have without a win in 5, of course, looking grim at the minute. However, they have played each other twice. 3-0 win was the biggest for Ajax, scoring 5 goals in those 2 matches, 2.5 goals a game. Up against Athens, who, of course, last time they played each other in Athens was a 2-0 win for Ajax back in November 2018. Ajax is taking on Crete this weekend. They're expected to win that game. Ajax taking on Wałek. They're expected to win that game as well. Both sides on the road domestically. But Athens are the hosts here. 23-20 for the victory. 13-5 is a draw. 11-5 is the away win. Ajax have been dog shit here, so there's a good chance for the visitors. I'm going to go with a surprise 2-1 win for Athens on this one. Next up, we have Marseille taking on Brighton, probably another game of the round right here, right now, of course, over in the south of France. These two sides never play each other, but Gennaro Gattuso is your new manager for Marseille. Coming at you at 50% form for them right now. 1-1 and lost 1. And drawn 4 of the last 6. Goodness gracious me. Meanwhile, De Zerbri's boys, 50% form for them right now. 1-3 and lost 3, of course, heading into this one. Marseille, though, haven't won the last 4 matches. And, of course, coming to this on the back of a 4-0 loss to PSG. Brighton, on the flip side, also losing to Chelsea in the Cup this past week. But, of course, taking on Villa this weekend, where they could or maybe just sneak a win against them. Up against Marseille, though, who are on the road against Monaco, where they're expected to lose on that one. The odds on this, then, a very, very tight game, where 50-8 is your Marseille, 30-10 is your Brighton, 13-5 is the draw. I do think Marseille will not lose this one. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for them. Brighton struggling already in their first foray into Europe. Next up, we have Bacca Topola up against Olympiacos, of course, coming at you this Thursday as well. One of the early kickoffs. These two sides have never played each other, but Topola coming to this on 67% form for them, just 1 defeat past 5. That's 67% form for them. Up against Olympiacos, 1 defeat past 6 for them, 75% form for them. And of course, both sides into this on 0 points thus far. Olympiacos taking on Gianniena in their top flight over in Greece. They're expected to win that game, with Bacas Topola taking on Lucani. I'm sure they're expected to win that game as well. But the odds for this, looking at this, was Bacas Topola with a 4-1 win. That's the odds on the bookies. 3-1 is the draw. 13-8 on is your Olympiacos. They're expected to win that one as well. All these predictions going in favour of Olympiacos. So surely they're going to come out on top. We're going to go with a 2-0 win for them on the road on this one. Then we head to Germany. That's right, Freiburg up against West Ham United over in Group A. Of course, zinger, chicken dinner. This one, Freiburg, 58% form for them right now, winning 3 of the last 6. Up against West Ham, 67% form for them. Of course, 4 wins of the last 6. They are top of the pops with 3 wins. Freiburg, 3 points, and Freiburg with 3 points on the board as well. United, that's West Ham United taking on Sheffield United this weekend on the Premier League. They're expected to win that game. Freiburg, of course, taking on Augsburg in the Bundesliga, also expected to win that game. The odds for this one, though, Freiburg 31-20 is the hosts, of course. 30-5 is the draw. 31-20 is also your West Ham. So it's quite tight to call. I'm going to go with a draw as well on this one. 1-1 in the end. Hammer's taking the point, and they'll be happy with that. Hacken up against Quarabag, of course, over in Group H. These two sides have never played each other, but Hacken coming to this on 3 wins out of the last 6 games. That's 50% form for them. Quarabag on the flip side, 67% form for them. 3 wins on the bounce, just 1 defeat the past 6. Of course, already up and running with a win over in this group. Last time around, Quarterback pick up a 2-1 win over Gabala in their top flight. Hacken with a big 4-1 win over Junstrens in their, of course, domestic cup there, of course. Also taking on AEK this weekend. They're expected to just sneak a result against them. Quarterback taking on Sunjigit in their top flight. But the odds for this game, that's all what it's all about here. 6-4 is your hack and 12-5 is draw. 70-10 is your away win here. Tight. Gonna go with a draw as well, going with the popular vote. I think it's a safe result as well. Molde taking on Bayer Leverkusen, coming at you over in Norway. Now these two sides have played each other never. Molde coming to on 58% form for them. Just 1 defeat of the past 6 games. Of course, the Leverkusen looking A-OK. Top flight in Germany, flying high. I think they're second on goal difference level on points with Bayern München, but they're top here in Group H. 5 wins of the last 6 games, 92% form for them heading into this. Leverkusen on the back of a 4-1 win over Heidenheim. Molde with a 1-0 win over Kengentas in the Norwegian Cup semi-final. They are taking on Viking this week, and they're expected to win that, with Leverkusen taking on Mainz on the road, also expected to win that game as well. But the odds about this game, it's all about this. It is, of course, going in favour of Molde on 90-4 for the victory. 50-8 on is your Leverkusen, and 16-5 is the draw. Leverkusen going to go with a 2-0 win for them on the road. Of course, Xabi Alonso on his way to Madrid next summer. That's right. Meanwhile, Slavia Prague up against the Sheriff. What we're going to go on here? Slavia Prague up against Sheriff Tiraspol, coming at you over in Group G. These two sides have played each other twice. We'll talk about that shortly. Slavia Prague unbeaten in the last 5, 75% form for them at the minute. Up against Tiraspol, 58% form for them, just 1 defeat past 3 wins out of the last 4. Prague haven't lost in the last 5 matches. They haven't lost any of the last 25 home matches. And of course, when these two sides did play each other last time around over in Prague, it was a 1-1 draw back in August 2009. Prague with a 2-0 win over Hanca Slavia Komedic in the domestic cup there, with Tiraspol with a 1-0 win over Zimbru in their, of course, top flight. Of course, Slavia Prague taking on Teplice this weekend. They're expected to win that game. Tiraspol taking on Baltini in their top flight. I'm sure they're expected to win that game as well. But the odds for this, then, this is where it's all about. Slavia Prague 5-2 on for the victory. 7-2 is the draw. 30-2 is your away win. You've got to go with the hosts here. The home form is incredible. 2-0 win for them. Taking the biscuit. Of course, Roma up against Servette. Of course, coming at you in the Stadio Olimpico over in Group G. Never played each other, these two sides. Roma, though, struggling in a bit of form right now. 42% form for them. Just one defeat, though, in the past 4. Up against Servette, just one win in the last 6. 25% form for them. Of course, Servette without a win in the group. Roma up and running with a win, of course, last time around. However, big loss for Roma last week in the domestic league there. 4-1 loss to Genoa. Servette with a 2-2 draw against Winter in their top flight last time around. They are taking on Lausanne Sport this weekend. They're expected to win. Roma taking on Frosinone, also expected to win. So back-to-back home games for them. 6-1 on is your Roma. Red hot favourites. 13-2 is your draw. 14-1 is your long shots. We're going to go Roma. I'm going to go 3-0 win. Go with a popular vote on this. Into the final stretch as we go now. Maccabi Haifa up against Panathinaikos, of course, over in Israel. Now, these two sides have played each other never, but Maccabi Haifa just 1 win in 6 for them. 33% form for them. They're, of course, struggling so far. No points on the board at the minute. Meanwhile, Panathinaikos with a win opening day. 3 wins of the last 4. 67% form for them. And, of course, have won the last 3 matches away from home in a row. On the flip side, Maccabi Haifa haven't lost any of the last 8 home matches, so they could squeak something out of this game. Of course, Haifa taking on Netanya over in the Israel top fight this weekend. They're expected to win. Panathinaikos taking on PAOK at home. They're expected to win this weekend as well. So both sides could be coming into this on the back of results, which of course would be a good momentum booster for both of them heading into this one. 13-10 is your Haifa. 5-2 is your 50-8. I'm going to go with a draw here. Yeah, I think it's safe to say Haifa format at home is great. Panathinaikos at home should have the better quality as well. So going to go with a draw on that one. Meanwhile, Big Bad Bob Brereton Diaz, Villarreal up against Rennes, of course, coming at you over in Spain in Group F. Never played each other, these two sides. Villarreal, though, just 1 win in 6 of them, 25% form for them. Up against Rennes, 58% form, unbeaten in the last 6. However, just 1 win in 6, of course, 58% form for them. They are top of the pops with 3 points so far this season, of course. Back-to-back clean sheets as well for Rennes heading into this. Villarreal, though, haven't won in a while. 3 games without a win. Taking on Getafe this weekend. They could just about nick that one. Rennes taking on Nantes this weekend over in Ligue 1, and they're expected to win that as well. Looking at the odds here, 11-10 on is your Villarreal, 13-5 is your draw, and 11-4 is your way. I'm going to go with a draw here. I think Rennes are the draw specialist, and I might even play my booster on that one. Toulouse up against Linz, of course, over in Group E. These two sides have never played each other, but Toulouse come into this with nothing to lose. 33% form for them right now, without a win in the last 6 games. Up against Lasic, just 1 defeat in the past 6. 67% form for them. Of course, both Lasic with 0 points, Toulouse on 1 point already. Of course, coming to this on the back of a 2-1 loss to Lens. Lasic with a big 3-0 win over Imst in the Austrian Cup last time around. Lasic taking on Wolfsburg this weekend. Expected to win that game. Toulouse taking on Metz. They're expected to win that game as well. Both sides, again, hoping to come into this with a bit of momentum. The odds, though, for this one, we do have Toulouse 5-4 on for the victory. 11-4 is the draw. 60-5 is your away win. Going to go with a sneaky 1-0 win for Toulouse on this one. Just 12% of the vote on that one. And then wrapping up, it is Liverpool. It is Union St. over at Anfield, of course. Now, these two sides have never played each other, according to my eyes. Liverpool, though, 100% form for them right now. 6 wins on the bounce. Top the charts, of course, over in Group E. Union St. just 1 defeat in the past 6. 67% form for them. Of course, second in the group with 1 point. Last time around for Liverpool, 3-1 win for Leicester. Of course, St. with a 3-2 win over Molenbeek in the Europa League. They are taking on Charleroi this weekend at home. They're expected to win that game. Liverpool going to Spurs are expected to win that game as well. Could be a tough old game though, so don't really look into that too much. But the odds for this game, we are going with 6-1 on is your Liverpool here, 13-2 is your draw, 12-1 is your long shots. We're going to go with a 3-0 win, and guess what? We're going to play the booster on that Badgerina. Of course, that's it, guys. That's my picks on this one. Of course, don't get your own picks as well. We're looking forward to seeing what you've got as well over in the Super Brew. Don't forget to get your picks in right here, right now. The link is, or should be, on your screen any second now. If I can just figure out the bloody buttons, it should be on your screen right about, I don't know. There it is. Bloody hell, there it is. Get the link in there, of course. Super Brew, get amongst it. Get your picks in there, of course. We'll see if you can outpredict me. I'm up there. I'm competing with the big boys this time around. Until then, guys and gals, we'll see you soon for the next one.